today I'm going to present in front of all of you my presentation on the subject value education guided by Hina ma'am. And today my topic is perspective of life. My roll number is 9041, branch mechanical, section J, semester first. And now here I start my PPT. So today my topic is perspective of life. Here we are going to discuss about the most overlooked reason and cause of stress and depression. Mostly in our lives, we just see the stress and anxiety, and we just do overlook the basic reason that why we are facing this stress and anxiety. It can be because of the very basic reason that we just do not look and focus on. This is our perspective. In a single line, we can say that a problem wouldn't be a problem if we wouldn't see it as one. And moving on to the roadmap. Now here we are going to discuss 5 of the topics that are: discover perspective, second, importance of perspective, third, good perspective, fourth, solutions to follow, and fifth, conclusion about my PPT. Sorry, this. Okay, first is discover perspective. Here we will try to go through some images that deal with perspective analogy. Here we will try to discover some of the general perspectives that the people have while seeing one of the situations. Here, what do we see in this picture? In a general description, we can say that here there is a dark storm going around and a girl is standing in between a dark storm holding an umbrella, a special type of umbrella. So what are the different perspectives in this situation of one person? So here are the different perspectives. What will be a negative perspective in this case? A girl is standing in mid of very big storm which she's trying to somehow survive. And in positive perspective, we see that a girl is confidently facing the storm with an umbrella and she will make her way out of it. Seeing one more example about it, what does this picture mean? Here we can see that one man is standing in a bit of very dark cave which has a very light entrance at the front. So what can be the different perspectives in this case? So the different perspectives are: negative perspective, a very dark tunnel which opens a lot beyond where one is standing. And what will be the positive perspective in here? A tunnel that has an escape out of the dark. Here, what is the common in positive perspective? We can see that in a positive perspective, always a person hopes for the best of the future. He always finds a way of hope that that he can escape out of a difficult situation, no matter what is the level of difficulty of it. Like a game that is being played at a very hard mode, but you know that you will escape it. So result of different perspectives. The first is one would fear to fall in such adverse conditions and would not survive without the negative perspective. With the negative perspective. And second is, but with positive approach, they will be confident and fearless. If one person has a positive perspective regarding one situation, he just knows that how to make a way out of the problem, and he will not be just going into the deep shallow of darkness of those problems in his life. So here are a note about this, about the perspective thing. Perspective are not right or wrong. They are just different point of views of different persons. Second, calling them positive or negative is somehow correct, as different approach to respective condition of a person may lead him or her to different conclusion in their lives. I mean that a positive or negative perspective can be said in such a way that if someone would think about a situation in a very negative way, then he might be thinking that he would not be able to escape out of it. So it will give a very negative result to him or her in his or her future. That is why that can be classified as positive or negative. Now moving on to the next topic, it is the importance of perspective. Here are some important points that will tell us how perspectives play an important role in our lives. So how are different perspectives important? First, holding a perspective of something is important as different perspectives open various scopes of development in different fields. Perspective plays very important role in one's personality development. That can be called as positive attitude if we talk specifically about positive perspective. And the third point is positive perspective leads to a better society free of stereotypical thinking, which opens more paths for young generation to follow irrespective of the age, sex, etc. I mean, in this today's world that we have heard a lot less complaints about women not going to work and all these stereotypical thinkings, but in the earlier times when we were seeing that people would not allow women to work outside, what was their thinking? That something bad would happen to them and other kind of things. So their perspective should be positive. Then and nowadays people are thinking in a positive way about how women are working today, and they are competing with men in a very competitive way, and now we are all almost equal. So we should be supporting the positive perspective for the future equality in our lives and for a better lives. So, a thought to hold: the invention of bulbs. Everybody must be knowing this personality holding a big, large bulb at the side of his photo, which is the famous scientist Thomas Alva Edison. He invented the bulb. A thought to hold: just this is because of the reason that you should not take negative perspective as the one to neglect, because negative perspective can give birth or rise to some of the greatest inventions in the life, such as bulb. Because if Thomas Alva Edison would have been thinking of darkness as not as a big problem, we would just light up the lanterns and sit at the corner of a room smoking cigars and other things, then he would not be able, would not have been able to develop the bulb that is the future today. So he just thought that darkness is a thing that we should neglect and remove out of it. So to move out of it, he invented a bulb. He just did it. He got failed 1,000 number of times, but there was one time then he got successful, and now he has invented the bulb we are seeing, and we are hoping it as to be our future invention. So the next topic is importance of positive perspective. Here is a chart to explain its benefits in short. What is the importance of positive perspective? It is a base of good personality. We can see that the basic big wheel that is running at the below of the chart is a positive perspective. It's running another mechanical wheel, which is a positive attitude. That positive, it represents that positive perspective develops a positive attitude in a person, and then the positive attitude wheel just rose up the confident personality in a person. So it automatically results in a confident personality of a person. So next, it makes you mentally strong. A positive perspective will build up the positive attitude, and it will ultimately result in a good mental health of one person, which is also very much important in today's life. The stress and anxiety thing, those are all the problems of a weak minded person, or a person who is not that much capable of handling the pressures. So this would make up the difference between his present life and the future life, which he will be following through the positive perspective. Third, it induces a feeling of never give up. In these three photos, we can see that we just have to try. We should not have to give up. A positive perspective always leads a person to see the future of him, a hope of future, a ray of future. That is why the positive perspective is very important. Now, solutions to follow. Here are some tips for you to inculcate the habit of positive perspective. Now, you know that positive perspective is something that is developed from the inside of ourselves. It is kind of a basic instinct thing of ourselves. So we need to inculcate a habit of it so that we can see things in a more better way than we are seeing it now. Try it once. Try to more interact with people around you. Do some exercises so as to refresh yourself, as sticking to particular work for a long time becomes a problem for everyone. Now again, try it once. Read some good books or inspiring novels that refresh you as well as inspire you to do some more, like APJ Abdul Kalam's Wings of Fire. You know that his inspirational works and how he built a great ISRO from scratch. These all things are very inspirational, and we should read these kind of books that will inspire us to do some more and give us a ray of hope. Listening to music. Listening to your favorite music songs refresh you and help you to reboot your emotions, boost you with good vibes. This is also very important, and this is very important thing in today's life, because we watch some. It means that watch selectively some movies that are awesomely inspirational, because in today's world people are not kind of involved in the activities of reading books and doing other things. They just want to watch some series or other things. So going by your way, I would recommend some of the movies that should be very much inspirational for you to gain some positive hope. That these movies are kind of like that teach you how to overcome your problem, not only overcome but to conquer it. Example, the background of this PPT which has been made is a photo from a film Pursuit of Happiness. This has been acted by Will Smith and his son Jaden Smith. Will Smith here has been playing the role of Chris Gardner. So Chris Gardner was a person who was having a very high level of money shortage. He didn't have money to pay his rent. He didn't have money to educate his boy in a school, in a good school, and he was applying for thousand number of interviews and jobs, but he was getting rejected again and again. What was the problem? Everyone in the interview was asking him, what are you capable of doing? He just said simply that I don't know how to do kind of things, but I will learn and I will give my best and I will deliver it. He just had that hope. But not everyone was satisfied by this, but he never gave up. He was, it was not like that he didn't cried. He also cried, but he wiped his tears and stayed strong because he was a father image to his son also. He always remained strong and fight out his situations, finally got a job, and he became such a specialist stockbroker that one day he opened his own company, and just he got relieved of every bit of his problem that he had. Not only money, but he had got a house, a big house, a very good quality of school for his child, and all the other things. So he just did not overcome his problem, but conquered it because of his positive perspective. So finally, we arrive at the conclusion what it all collectively means. First, people nowadays are facing stress, depression, anxiety, and other mental issues. This is all because there is a root problem that people overlook, which is how they look at their problems. That is their perspective. Second, a happy person is happy because he or she knows how to deal with these problems. Those who don't take severe steps like committing suicides. That is the most kind of disaster thing that happens nowadays. And third, therefore, having positive perspective in your lives is very important. As the topic itself says, perspective of life, perspective for life. Means perspective of life should be like one that gives you life in and let you live your life with the fullest. Thank you to all for listening to me and having patience.